Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about our overall thoughts on the recent Loki season 2 show, as well as what's going on with the future of Marvel and what the future of Marvel looks like with everything that happened in Loki. I do think the conclusion to this series, also, spoilers if you haven't seen it, just in case. But I feel like most of you will probably at least know what we're talking about at this point. It's all over the internet. Loki's become the god of stories. And I think it's unquestionably so. Loki is the most powerful and probably most important character in the MCU right now. I think without question.
I think I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, he is very, very powerful. I know some of you may say Wanda, but Loki can do everything that
No,
Wanda can do, but even more now. It's
absolutely.
gonna be ridiculous. He's gonna be
Yeah,
very important.
he can warp reality and time. So it's just,
Yeah.
time is at his disposal. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Loki truly is a god now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, unquestionably. And I do think that sort of conclusion, and then looking back on the series, seeing what they're building up towards, less so setting up Kang Dynasty, but more so not setting up, concluding Loki. I do think the series is a little bit better in retrospect than I gave it credit for. I do think some of the slow elements, I do still think episode 5 was perhaps, you didn't need a full episode for that. But yeah, I mean, it does get that character development, but I think it was better than I gave it credit for, if I'm being honest. I think when I eventually rewatch it, I'll probably enjoy it a lot more. Now that I'm not expecting Jonathan Majors or a new Kang variant around every corner. Kind of something similar happened with WandaVision. It's like I had all these theories that kind of took away from the show, but upon a rewatch, it was better than in the moment because I was expecting something different. I think that's the same thing here. I just expected something different, but by the time we got to episode 5, we knew we probably weren't going to get anything with Kang. And episode 6 was a lot better. So I'm looking forward to rewatching it without expecting the unknown.
You know, I guess Griff touched on something that's very true. I'm currently rewatching most of the MCU because there's a lot of stuff that I don't give a shit about, like just a lot of side projects that I don't care about, but I'm also incorporating a lot that maybe other people won't care about. But I'm watching it as a slow burn. Watching it and taking my time with it, some of the things that maybe before I, just didn't didn't care for, but maybe just gave it for granted. Now I'm like, oh, okay, I'm able to understand it in a much broader scope. So I think that, and I liked Loki season two, the first couple of episodes. It was maybe just the last two that were a little bit underwhelming.
Well,
Having
episodes
said
like
that,
4 and 5, right?
yeah, having
Yeah.
said that, it's still a phenomenal series. And
Oh yeah, it's
remember,
probably one of the best finales we've gotten from Marvel
oh
too.
yeah, no doubt. And you got to remember, I hated Loki season one. I mean, I hated it. I thought it was boring as hell. So this brought me back to it. And what I could say is that Tom is phenomenal in the role.
Oh yeah.
How much more are we going to see from him is really up for grabs now. I think there's going to be like a soft reboot with Secret Wars, although there's rumors that that's now being rewritten entirely.
Well, not
So,
Secret Wars, just Kang Dynasty, which we'll
well,
get
no,
into in a
there's
little
a
bit.
there's a new rumor this morning that they may just go a different direction. It's
Okay.
still going to be Secret Wars, but
Oh yeah,
it,
that's
it just may not be what we initially thought.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm excited for the future. Like I said, Loki's now a god. He can manipulate and bend time and reality at will.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's interesting now that he's benevolent, but we don't know what Loki we're gonna end up with. He could be. I do, in my own personal opinion, I do really want to see a truly evil Loki, as I've seen him in the comics and some of the animated stuff. That's the
Yeah, I do
that's the
hope we
Loki
get
I
that after
enjoy
the
more.
reboot. I definitely
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely.
I guess just using that as a launching point, just talking about what we want in the future from the MCU based off of this project. I guess starting with Loki, and I guess touching on those rumors, it's no secret that Marvel may be moving away from Kang and replacing him with Doctor Doom, then changing Kang Dynasty to, I believe, Eternity Wars is the current. rumor of
See,
their
my issue with that is there's a lot of we all know we're not going to dive into it, but we all know that there's a lot of stuff going on with Jonathan Majors. We know that. Why not just recast?
well, that's actually what I'm going to get into right now. Is if they're going to move away from that for the entirety of the MCU, I do think whether or not Jonathan Majors deserves it, whether he's guilty or innocent, it doesn't matter. Whether or not he deserves it, I do think they deserve a proper conclusion. And if they're going to do Doctor Doom as the big bad, then in that case, you give Loki season 3 a green light and finish up Kang there. That's what I think. If they're going to move forward with Doctor Doom, I ideally still don't want that. I still want Kang to be the overarching villain because he's such a good villain. And Jonathan Majors does a great job in the role. I do think he does deserve to be the big bad. But if for whatever reason they're not going to, I think a Loki season 3 would be a good time to wrap that up.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that okay, like, why move away? You've set up Kang in such a great way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Could it have been better? Yeah. But and I'm talking about Ant-Man, fucking Quantumania or whatever. Um, but he's such a rich villain, and there's so much there with Fantastic Four, and with a particular character, um, that moving away from him, I think is the wrong move.
I
And
agree.
I think that Marvel has, kind of, you know, crapped the bag several times this year. And I think that moving away from him, sure, you can even make yourself out to be the responsible company where you release a statement. I mean, we got to remember, and I know Griff and I have touched on this X amount of times, but you got to remember they canned James Gunn for a couple
Yeah.
of tweets.
That was like 14 years ago.
They canned his ass. And sure, one could make the argument, Edward, shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. They brought him back. Yeah, they only brought him back because they realized how much they needed him and
Yeah.
how silly it was to have let the dude go for a couple of tweets that he made, like Griff said, several years ago. Here, it's like there hasn't been a verdict yet. We really don't know what's going on with that. So if they're moving away from Jonathan, are they moving away from Jonathan Majors or are they moving away from Kane? Because you don't have to move away from your character
I mean, yeah,
to
it's like
distance
Kang is
yourself
just
from
a
an
bunch
actor.
of variants. You can easily recast. Like the story writes itself there, or
Oh,
just don't acknowledge it in the story and just recast it. Like they've done it
yeah.
with Don Cheadle,
Don Cheadle was recast.
Edward.
I mean,
He was
not
recast to
Don
John
Cheadle.
Cheadle.
Yeah, exactly. And no one batted an eye about it.
Yeah, like they did the same thing for Mark Ruffalo. They've done it other times in the MCU that just aren't as talked about. But you could totally do that here. No
You know,
one
and
would
and
really
and,
care.
and those recasts were the right moves. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Terrence Howard wanted to make the exact amount of money that Robert Downey Jr. was. Dude, the movie's called Iron Man, not fucking War Machine or
and
Rhodey.
RDJ really made that movie.
Exactly. He's the entire reason why we have an MCU.
Yeah.
And with Mark Ruffalo, although I do, and Griff and I have spoken at length about this, I do prefer Edward Norton as Bruce Banner. Now let me clarify that statement. I prefer Edward Norton's acting as Bruce Banner. I know Edward Norton is kind of a piece of shit. Hollywood will agree. Nobody wants to work with the guy because he's a pain in the ass to work with. I am simply stating that I prefer his acting abilities to Mark Ruffalo's. Is Mark
Oh yeah,
Ruffalo
100% agree.
bad? Was he horrible as the Hulk? Do I hate Mark Ruffalo? Do I send the guy hate mail? No, I think he's great in the role. Um, and I think Marvel is smart enough to have said, you know what, this guy was a fucking nightmare to work with. We don't want to put ourselves through that again through the next 13 years of our
Yep.
lives. Let's
It was a great
recast.
move.
It's a great move, and that's what you do. Here, if, for whatever reason, guilty, not guilty, maybe he's a pain in the ass to work with, whatever. If you're choosing to let's move away from the actor. Don't move away from the character. And if you want to say to yourself, well, but they want a black actor in the role, dude, there's Jesus
There's
Christ.
a
I mean,
lot of
there's so
options.
many
Doesn't matter.
phenomenal black actors out there that could take the role.
Oh yeah.
Hell, I don't know. Maybe Terrence Howard has turned his shit around, and I would love to see. Could you imagine Terrence Howard coming back as fucking Kang? I'd love to
that
see
would
that.
be that would be funny.
The
That'd be
guy, the,
interesting.
the guy does have phenomenal acting chops. He just had a bit of a disagreement money-wise with Marvel.
Yeah.
Maybe things, aren't as sour grapes anymore. Maybe we could circle back to the guy. Or if not, there's an infinite number of phenomenal black actors out there that you could hire for the role.
Oh yeah.
Keep paying. And if you're, because I mean, I want to see Doom
This would feel so
more
rushed
than
for
anyone
Doom.
I know.
It would be so rushed.
But I've gotten an okay and a shitty version of Doom before, and then a really shitty version of Doom. I can't go through that anymore, man.
No,
I can't.
I really think they need to set up Doom like same thing, like as long as they did for Thanos. They really needs that time because he's gonna be such a great villain with great storylines, and they really don't want to rush it here. But just us now, just assuming they are continuing with their current plans and they are keeping Kang. Edward, what and everyone in the comments, what do you guys think about Sylvie setting up the multiversal Avengers, especially for Kang? Because I think that's likely to happen.
I'm okay with that. I'm open to a lot of. I'm really excited with, and I know that lately it seems from our videos that I'm crapping all over Marvel, but to be fair, they've deserved it. But I'm also really excited for what's coming because
Oh yeah,
Kevin Feige said that Charlie Cox is going to be a big part of the MCU moving forward. Clearly, so is Spider-Man, whether that is Peter Parker or Miles Morales at some point, which has me psyched. I am excited for Captain America, New World Order or whatever the hell they choose to call it now, because
I think it's
that could
Brave New
change.
World
Brave
at the
New Man.
moment.
There you go. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. I'm excited to see all these projects. What I want is for them to really take that time, that step back and say, we've been putting out shit. Let's be honest. It's what they've been putting out and recalibrate. Because as Griff and I said, I would love to see Tatiana, what's her name, back as She-Hulk. Just not that fucking lazy ass writing. That show was horrible.
Yeah,
I would love to see Brie Larson back as Captain Marvel. Whether that or I don't know if that's going to happen anymore because
she
it's
maybe
still
walked
doing,
away.
yeah. Or she may be, they may be saying thanks to her. Just given the fact that that movie's doing ass at the box office. I'm excited for the X-Men. I don't know how many times I could tell you guys that. I'm super excited for the X-Men. What comes next is phenomenal. The possibilities are endless. I am 1,000 times more excited for anything Marvel moving forward than I am for anything that's fucking happening over at DC.
Yeah,
Just I'm a 80s 90s kid. I'm excited. I want to see fucking Wolverine around in his yellow and blue suit. I want to see Deadpool. I can't wait. I think right now, I think it's fair to say that Deadpool 3 is my most anticipated project of 2024, easily.
yeah. I think I can also agree with you there. Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely think so. I think that is also my most anticipated one. And I guess back to what I was saying, there's heavy rumors that Sylvie's actually going to appear in that to start setting up the multiversal Avengers. So we'll see if that starts to happen. I mean, at this point, it's just rumors, but I think it could be a lot of fun, especially if with Loki's ending kind
Or
of
Loki.
taking. I don't think so, because Loki's kind of taking more of the role of the Beyonder in Secret Wars. So I kind of think he's going to be out of the picture until absolutely needed. Whereas
Okay.
Sylvie has a lot more mobility as Loki's kind of trapped at the moment. He can't
I'm
really go from one place to another, but he does have a lot of illusions. So
I'm
he could use
totally
it that
fine with
way.
that. I just don't want to see Robert Downey Jr. back as Tony Stark or Scarlett Johansson back as the
Yeah, neither do
iterations
I.
of their characters that we've seen. I
Yeah.
don't want them revived. Sure, if you give me a variant of them in some other fucking world, I'd love to see that. I still want Tom Cruise's Iron Man though.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm very much looking forward to what's coming next from Marvel, as Edward said. I do think Loki season 2 set up a lot of great stuff. Hopefully they continue with Kang, but we'll see when we keep you guys updated with potential MCU changes as they happen. Let us know what you guys think about Loki season 2. And if you guys have any theories, leave them in the comments.
Take care, guys.